I want to talk to you very briefly about the critical importance of supporting education during some very troubled times. Right now, I don't need to tell you that our society is going through some very difficult times. And I venture to say that many of you are experiencing those troubled times, as we are, because things certainly are not as rosy as they were a few years ago or some years ago. Just to begin with, just recently, just looking at some statistics, 44% of all the full-time undergraduate students attending four-year colleges pay somewhere in the area of about $8,000 of tuition and fees. On the other end of that spectrum, about 28% of the full-time private nonprofit four-year college students spend somewhere annually about $36,000 a year. Now, 4 years times either one of those amounts over that period of time, that's a heck of a bill to have to repay. And it's very difficult. What's even more difficult is to pay those kinds of funds up front. Even two-year colleges are expensive, which average about $3,000 a year for your two-year colleges. Of course, that's not the total price. You still have to live somewhere. You still have to eat. You still have to buy books and supplies. And you have to do such things as your laundry and keep up automobiles. So the $8,000, the $36,000, or the $3,000 are just amounts that are the basic minimal that as a college student you would have to have in order to be successful in completing that requirement. On the other side of the equation are family incomes and the family's ability to send their child to a college. Even small dollar amounts of support can be tough for a family, especially if you're living from paycheck to paycheck. The average family income in Virginia, according to the labor statistics in 2010, was about $44,000. Now that's the family income. In this area of the state, the median income for all workers, when you factor in top, bottom, is $25,000. Tuition and fees, not including incidentals, can amount to as much as 1/4 of the family's income annually. Obtaining an education beyond the high school is real expensive and getting even more so. So what happens is young people and young ladies, young men and young ladies, will generally rely on tuition support, financial, scholarships, working to save money, and a lot of prayer. But in reality, what happens more than we like is despair takes over. They give up and end up not going to school or delaying their start to sometime in the future. So the question then becomes, can workers and citizens of tomorrow afford not to obtain an education beyond post-secondary school, or worse yet, not finish high school? So the answer to the question, of course, can we afford a major portion of our generation to allow them to fail to realize the experience of the American dream? And the answer is obviously no. That's where organizations like SFO, fraternities, sororities, social clubs, government agencies, military supporters, and the like are people who genuinely care about others and the future of our society and this nation. We all must step up. It's so much of the rhetoric about today and not having funds that they're not looking over the horizon to realize that mass numbers of our society are not going to be prepared for the future to enable this country to remain strong, because we need an educated population in order to remain strong. The economy is not the very best, as I've mentioned before, and nobody wants additional finances placed on them, especially during such times as today. But where would we be, where would most of us be in this room, educationally and affluently, if previous generations had not sacrificed their income and finances by not paying their fair share to enable the future to be stronger? I trust each one in this room truly values and appreciates the importance of a quality education. Not just an education, but a quality education.
That's right.
I challenge you to stand up for education. Support organizations like SFO, who are genuinely trying to make a difference.